Okay, guys. Like I said, I was filming this afternoon, but the battery cooked itself, so hopefully it lasts this time. So a couple extra passes from the spider guard from just non-lasso situations. The big thing to remember with any simple to the point option, regardless of what it is, what the position is, it's just like life. Nothing is easy is perfect. Okay, so usually the more complicated the technique, the more likely it is to succeed. But again, it takes more effort. Use Josh. So the simplest way, if I'm in his spider guard, to break his guard is to have a cheater gi like me. Okay, you notice how short my sleeves are? Okay, also guys, don't spend a ton of money on a gi. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to not shrink. This was like to here at one point. Okay, I'm sorry, I shouldn't show that. So, always counter grip here. Now, what we're going to look to do first, as an option, is just centering him. So this, you want to think about, the opportunity. So when he's in transition, you should be going for this, right? We should be able to try and step in, or I can force the situation, what I want you guys to do, by dragging him a bit. Okay, now again, this isn't always going to happen. So what happens here is that normally when I start to drag him, he squares up to be able to equalize the pressure on his feet, and then he gets himself centered. Now what I'm going to do is our Michael Jackson pass here, okay, or break. So I'm going to get my toes really close to his butt, not ankles together, a little bit of base. And then what I'm going to do is roll my weight onto the ball of my feet as I drive my knees into the back of his knees or hamstrings. So the key thing, I'm not trying to put my weight onto him, my feet don't float. I'm pushing with my knees against the back of his legs. So if he just gives me a little bit of tension there, so watch what happens to his feet. As I push and lean back, I create a little gap of space, and then I can get my hands underneath his ankles, and then go into drop down to a stack pass, Toriando, or just flip his legs out of the way. So very, very simple technique. So again, get your grips, because I always want to counter grip him. I start to walk back to get him centered. Now from here, as I walk back, I just dig my feet in a little bit closer to his butt, because I can't do this if I'm too far away. And I drive my knees in as I arch my back slightly. So I'm going away from him. Oh, geez, popped the scripts. Okay, push, catch. So you go like this, boom, catch, and then from here, whatever pass you want to go into. Okay, so a nice little fun option, just without him. Again, get your feet behind his butt line, and then I'm going like this. Okay, knees driving, and catch. Okay, kind of weird at first, but you'll find the pressure.
I was just saying, what if you have somebody that's really flexible, that their legs can pretty much go over their head?
Well, this is the nice thing here about this, is that if you're doing it correctly, you just lie back with your feet up. So Jocelyn, if you can see this. Yep. So with my knee driving here, he can't extend through. So I'm separating my upper body, so my bicep is in this position. It's going away while my knee is pushing down. So he's getting 2 points of separation.
But like what happens when you grab his ankles and you push forward?
Oh, on the pass.
Yeah, on the pass. Well, if you get somebody that's hyper flexible.
Well, like I said, you don't have to just do this,
them?
right? I mean, I can drop down and start to go into more of a controlled sack pass. I'm just saying that the main point of this technique is just to give you guys another quick option of breaking that tension, getting out of the spider guard. What you choose to do with it after is up to you, right? So if you feel like the person you're fighting with is super flexible, don't stack past them, right? Switch to a Toriando instead. Okay? All right, guys, give it a try. 1, 2.
I like that one.
Yeah. Josh. Okay, so I corrected most people, but you're not trying to break the grips. Okay, you don't need that much. All I need is the foot to separate from my bicep. Like, give yourself an inch, okay? So we don't need to be going like, and trying to tear out of the position, okay? I mean, I didn't really try to there, but again, this is the biggest cheater gi I own. So from here, what you're, sorry, it goes, give you a little more room to work with. There we go. So what we again don't need to do is create so much separation. We don't need to break his grips. And the other mistake that I've seen people is that when you're putting your knees forward, you're also pushing down at the same time. It's the same thing as doing this. If I do it on one side, so if I were to push his leg off of me as I extend away, right? If I obviously stay connected and I don't resist going back and I push, I'm just going to continue to go in, right? So I'm kicking his knee away from me as I extend my back off. The problem is I can only do 1 foot at a time in that way, right? And as we know from the spider guard, if I separate one and he extends on the other leg, then I don't pass, okay? So this way, it's an option to get both at the same time. So as I lean away, I'm trying to get off of his feet, but then I use my knees to create the separation. But I only need enough to catch, okay? So it's subtle. And again, in timing here, he'll be moving around. I start to drag him and then boop, and in. And try not to sack your partner like I just did to Josh there, okay? So again, don't go heavy, and you don't need to tear away. Okay, so quickly, the thread on this, anytime I bring my feet that close to him and his feet are still on me, he could just go for a little check, right? That's the risk. That's what makes this simple, very simple, easy way of breaking the spider guard dangerous. If he's ready and I start to go here and he catches my feet, like, shoot, okay? All right, guys, so clean that up a bit and be aware. 1, 2. Okay, next one. Thank you, sir. Which one should we do? Let's go. You usually say the fun one?
Yes.
Okay, we'll go for the fun one. Okay, so one way to counter this is to keep your hips like really high. Okay, so not just a little chair. That's more of like a countering my true break, but like so I can't get anything going here. So when I start to drag him back, he really arches his back up, like really butt high. Exactly, right? Like I'm never going to get that knee block in properly. I'm not going to put any pressure behind his kneecap. Now, anytime someone's doing this to you, so it doesn't even have to be from this particular movement, but anytime he's really making his feet super heavy and he's kind of keeping himself coiled, like this makes him feel like 1,000 pounds, okay? Hold that for a second. So, but what this does do is it allows me to reach down and grab the back of his gi, his belt, or his pants if he's unlucky. Now, when I get this grip here, I am trying to not grab the sides, but directly underneath. Okay, that looks aggressive, but. And then from here, so again, I'm in position, I'm trying to drag, he lifts his hips up. So I drop down, block his hips with your knees, find the underside, and now I'm just gonna make him do it back here. And then, of course, circling behind and flipping. Don't spike each other on the head, and guys, you should be comfortable protecting yourself. If you are rotating, tuck your chin, be a ball. Okay, balls rotate really well. When they hit the ground, they continue to roll. If you spaz and scorpion yourself, then yeah, bad things can happen. Okay, so again, nice and slow. Obviously, this is a specific reaction. If he's playing long, like normal spider grab, like I'm never going to get there. Okay, but again, if I start dragging back and then he sees me try this, he lifts his hips up, boom, block his back, grab. And then from here, deadlift, flip them, and then I don't want to stand here and get tackled, which is obviously a flaw to this, okay, is that I'm immediately trying to rotate. Most people are a little bit discombobulated for a split second when this happens. Okay, again, try your best to grab under. And when you do this fast, you'll get whatever you get, okay? Belt is a really good one though. Back of the gi, kind of hard to hold on to, but it's there. But you always get those fingers inside the, sometimes you might scoop a butt crack a little bit. Your problem later, after the match, his problem then, okay? Hopefully he got his pants tied up tight. 1, 2.
Let's see if anybody ever can get into class. Hold your hands down.
My ass come out there.
Obviously, that's, you know, a fun one. It's an option. It is an option. It happens. But you saw, you flip the person, they could like flip and then go for your legs, just shoot a double on you, okay? So that could be a little bit worrisome. Now, specifically though, the real threat is that anytime I'm dropping down that far towards the spider guard and I let go of control, he pops a triangle suddenly, right? Like, boom, and I missed, like, I just put myself there. Like, I didn't have to do that. Okay, so again, Seems really fun and easy, right? To grab his pants, but very specific response and could be countered pretty easily by him. So the last one I want to go on to is what most people use to break this typical spider guard, which leads more people to use lasso as they get more and more advanced, is just that kicking the guy in the knee. Okay, now I've mentioned this in the past with the spider. Again, I've got my cheater gi on here, so it's hard for him to maintain grips. But make sure that this isn't your default. Like, you should try other things first before you get frustrated, okay? So from here, again, I never want to go like side, okay? Now, you know what's really easy to get rid of is the bend leg, right? There's no tension there. So if I went like this, I could get this out right away. But as soon as I'm still stuck here, as soon as I start to focus my attention on this, he's just going to transition, get that foot right back on here. So again, I have to beat this one, okay? The straight leg. Now, if you just stay there. So again, if I go like side, again, this is incredibly awkward. Could I use my knee? Sure, but I just put myself into a del hilo hook. If I go like this, like, he just has to not, stare at the headlights and recognize his position. So you're always going to go cross. Okay, sorry, whatever side, yeah. So my left, his left, but right side. Right into the knee, kick and pull, and then just break the grip. Okay, so it's aggressive, you grip. Now, there's no striking in jiu-jitsu. The same thing, like if someone has my collar grip and you smack the shoulder to create separation, like, is it a strike? Kinda. You'll never get called on it though. Okay, that's just aggressively trying to get out of something. Right, I'm not like stomping him. It's a grip break. Okay, so again, whatever side's extended, the opposite side, right to the knee, but I posture at the same time. If I don't posture up, I'm basically kicking myself in the back of the head. All of that power that I'm pushing to his knee is just gonna fall onto me, okay? So I need to make sure I get away as I kick. All right, if you don't break the grip, at the very least, you should remove the control. Now, I know many, again, I'm floating my own boat here, but I've never had anybody be very successful against me with this, because it's really easy to see coming, for one thing. So you can either transition, loosen up your grip, you can even relieve your grip entirely, but more so if you're just prepared and you see that last second, you just pinch your grip tight, it's really tough to break. Because remember, most of that energy is going to go back into the person who's kicking. Okay, yeah?
Which of the passes for spider guard that you've taught you like the most?
This one.
Yeah.
That one, it's like, I can't think of anything off the top of my head right in this moment that shows it to be specifically weak. The only weakness it is that it requires timing, in my opinion. Okay, because that one, but if you get really good at that one, you can pass almost anybody's spider guard. Again, once they set up the lasso, new issue, which lasso we're doing next week. Okay? All right, guys, so go back, try that really quickly, and feel it out once in a while. Yes, respect your knee, of course, but where the angle that they're kicking at, it's going into the bend. Okay? Like, it's very, something ridiculous would have to happen with the position of your leg for this to like put real strain on your knee. So let them work, but then once in a while, time it. When you see them wind up for that kick, just lock in and just be ready to absorb it. It's not that you're fighting it. So if I get Josh here, sorry, I got Lindsay feet. If I'm here like this, I should So when he goes to kick here, right? Like, it's not that I'm trying to beast mode it, so he kicks and I'm trying to keep everything rigid, because that goes into his strength. I just want my grip to stay strong. So when he kicks, like, I just maintain my grip and I transition. I just keep myself a moving target here. And that makes it tough. Okay? Got it, guys? Real simple, to the point, aggressive, screw this guard pass. Okay? 1, 2. Time. Last one. Okay, who here is about 160? 160 pounds. Someone, this only really works against your weight class or lower. 100 and what? 140, perfect. Make my life easy. Now, this is probably the most fun option. I have shown this before. I think Chris is smiling already. Okay. Now, key thing, all you have to do after you set up the motion is just let go of their pants. The rest is on them, entirely on them. Okay? Now, you will probably also get DQ'd if you do this. Also, don't do this when we're rolling. But, from here. So again, what we're going to do, we got to start some momentum. So I'm going to start to back up. And then start, oh, look at already! Good grip. Good grip. So again, I need to hold them, right? Again, you start to drag, that's momentum. Then we go here, and then we just start to let go. And we see how long this goes last. Okay? That's silly, don't do that. It works though. Okay, 1, 2. Go grab a drink and